Hey everyone, today we are here to talk about the present moment, which is always a hot topic, a conversation that OCD and anxiety sufferers and probably non-sufferers themselves get stuck on. Some of the common misconceptions that I apply to my own OCD recovery, some of the common misconceptions I see when people are going through OCD recovery, where I think people go wrong, and why there really isn't anything such as the present moment. Because in technical terms, all you really have is the moment gone, present moment gone, next moment. Next moment, next moment. So it's not even just the present moment. It's a kind of a split between the present moment and then the future second. But it sounds really good in theory. It sounds very wishy-washy the way people explain it. There's definitely truth in Taoism and Buddhism and Wu Wei and the flow state. But why chasing those things in the way that most people have psychologically tried to label those things has become a massive problem. Before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with staring at where the actual lens of the camera is, which is funny, again, because I'm so used to looking at my face like I am now and seeing myself speak instead of just looking at this cut thing, but we're going to get there and keep doing it in different angles because it is good to change it up. And Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Before I go any further, please thank Phil. Phil does so much behind the scenes. Without Phil, the OCD recovery would not run. Phil is truly an amazing guy. I'm very grateful for everything he's been through, even though he's very easy to make fun of, and I know he likes making fun of me because he knows New Jersey people are better from where he's from, but it's okay. We can be conditional about that. So let's talk about my experience with the present moment now. Do I spend a moment, a singular second of my day thinking about the present moment? No chance. Am I more focused and more present than probably most people? If you could get inside my head, I'm definitely in the top 1%. Maybe Buddhist monks who are, and I know that sounded egotistical and braggadocious, but it's because I believe my perception on the present moment is much better than the chase for something that you can't actually obtain. You can't scientifically prove it. Anytime you try to force, it's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands, right? I use that in the insomnia sense. If you sleep, you sleep. If you don't, you don't. The end. Nothing in between. That's it. Some days I sleep well. Some days my dogs wake me up. They're both sleeping on my bed right now. I'm a little bit more tired. I don't label those things. It's not good or bad. It just is. It doesn't mean I don't feel a certain way internally, and the present moment is no different. It's probably the most problematic aspect of OCD and anxiety recovery and meditation. So like what I would do is in the beginning, I would say to myself, okay, I never meditated ever in my life. I'm going to meditate 3 times a week, 20 minutes. Is meditation bad for you? Of course not. There's great benefits that come from meditation. But when you're meditating, and you've never tried to meditate in your life, and the only reason you're starting meditation is to force the present moment so you could be focused in the now, on face value, that doesn't seem like it has a lot of problems. But for OCD and anxiety recovery, and I would even say non-sufferers, it's not probably, in my opinion, the best way to go. But you got to see that my belief systems are coming from unconditional self-life other acceptance, REBT/CBT/exposures when needed, grit, persistence, and a basic stew blend of stoicism and Epicureanism principles where I see fit in my own personal life. What do I think is a better outcome for most people in a longevity perspective when it comes to OCD and anxiety recovery and dealing with symptoms? Trying to force the present moment, taking it easy, working on Wu Wei, all other Taoist and Buddhist principles, which has great benefit for our lives, or going towards things, having a deep-bound acceptance of sometimes I'm going to be concentrated, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'll be there, sometimes I won't be there. Sometimes I'll be 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out of the door. It's the labels on those things and the idea that there's a perfect Wu Wei space, which doesn't exist. You cannot prove it. It would look different from every single person's perceptual experience because of their individual belief systems. Because remember, you could have 20 people that have a belief about the present moment. But if we could get inside their perceptions and feel their experience, they're going to view that in different ways more than likely. So that is an important thing to think about. So I put myself in situations to where I have an opportunity to be present, which is a decrease of avoidance behaviors. But I don't go about this through the perspective of, I'm going to go and make dinner with my wife and have a good dinner on our anniversary. I must be present. Refocus, refocus. This idea of all these big panic programs and these big anxiety centers, well-intentioned as they are, when they're telling you to redirect, refocus, redirect, that's literally like this. I'm sitting here right now making a video and 3 serial killers come into my house and they're standing right there with a machete, a shotgun, and a flamethrower, smiling behind me right there. And I'm like, refocus, they ain't there. They ain't there. Refocus. That is what they're basically telling you to do. No, the goal is to accept any sort of mental state, any sort of confusion, any sort of disassociation, changing your belief systems about them. And if it lifts, which is a high probability, no guarantee, by changing your belief systems and your behaviors, great. But I don't look at it like that. I think the best way to actually become more present is to push yourself in a grit, persistence way through Stoic principles and REBT. I see this work the best for long-term recovery, getting yourself out of your comfort zone and realizing there is no quantifiable, scientific, data-driven way to conceptualize and stamp on a piece of paper, this is 20% present or 70% present. It just sounds really wishy-washy. We like the wishy-washy stuff. We like the fairy tales. We like the ponies. We like the pie in the sky because it makes us feel short-term, instant happiness, gratification, but in the long term, it really just doesn't pan out the way you want it to. What usually does pan out is, okay, I want to work on the garden in my yard when I come home from work, 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. So 6 hours a week. Things happen in life. It's not about beating yourself up when things go wrong. I don't do that either. But that doesn't mean that, could I be complacent? Sure, but I like moving forward in life. Can I accept if I don't move forward in life? Yes, that's where most people go wrong, not for this conversation. So they go out there and they start doing those things, okay? So they say, I'm in the garden 3 hours a week, 6 hours a week. Maybe on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Monday, they're in a great mood. They're out there, they're digging, they're planting, woo! Wednesday, they come home, they get into a fight with their spouse right before they go out the door. Right? Literally. Why you can't take the trash out? Blah, blah, blah. Now in their mind, they're like, oh my gosh, this and that. And then what happens is they're not that present. Refocus, refocus. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. That doesn't work. That you're training your psychology, your belief systems, and your behaviors that the lack of present moment is dangerous. Think about what I'm saying here. Crap. No, my thoughts are there. My images are there. My urges. Refocus, refocus, direct, refocus, direct, refocus, direct. And again, if your brain had a second being like Osmosis Jones, it says, look at this. Look at Nicholas. Look at cute old Nicholas over there. He doesn't like not being present, especially for us. OCD and anxiety sufferers, boom, pulls the carpet out right underneath you and you're absolutely fucked. Completely fucked. And then you're back in that space again. No, I wasn't present. Friday, it's better. My wife, or my husband, or whoever I'm with. Okay. And then boom, 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 boom. Your neighbor comes home, right? You were present the first 42 minutes, and then you have an hour and 18 minutes left, and all of a sudden your neighbor comes home playing techno. It's me. I come in, all windows down. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. That's more like dubstep. But anyway, so we're more like, and then maybe some sounds. And then you're like, ah. And then you're doing it again. Focus, focus, focus. No. You need to learn to allow any perception to be present in your mind. When you read Taoist and Buddhist texts, they do explain it just like that. That's the problem with 99% of the anxiety and OCD and mental health communities' perception of the present moment and Wu Wei and Taoism and Buddhism. They do not say it the way the original Taoists talk about. They speak about it by allowing your mind to wander and allow everything to be there without rating it. What you are doing is you're trying to force it in a very, this needs to happen. I must be present. Redirect, redirect. No, you have to get comfortable talking like I am right now with this happening. Yeah, so basically what's going on is this. I don't like that. I don't have to label it as 80% non-present. I'm just not as present as I would like. And then naturally, because you have no label on that and your belief system is very balanced with, I don't need to have any level of presenteeism, then you are naturally, by default, usually, but not always, more present. The biggest mistake when it comes to the present moment, when it comes to OCD and anxiety recovery. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. Again, Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. Hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.